Herring. Well, we now know the name of the man bitten by a shark near the 2nd Avenue Pier in Myrtle Beach. Beach Patrol police officers say an unknown type of shark bit 25-year-old Ryan Orellana Mashinsky from St. John, Indiana. WMBF News reporter Ashley Taylor is joining us live in the studio with new details tonight. Ashley? And after that, join us for several big stories we're working on for WMBF News at 6. We're on top of the late-breaking developments following complaints about noise from a local helicopter attraction. Well, now to some information we're just getting into the newsroom tonight. A car accident has killed 3 people in the PD. The South Carolina Highway Patrol says it happened at about 8:15 east of Hartsville on North Center Road. We also have a photo from Darlington County Sheriff Wayne Bird. No other details are available right now, such as what exactly caused that accident, but we'll continue to follow it and have the latest details tomorrow morning. Yeah, so a little cooler than normal today, but you can, whether it's golf or day of rest after church or Oktoberfest, you can still get out there and enjoy it.
Perfect weather.
Good evening, everyone. We'll get you right back to golf in just a moment, but we want to give you the latest information that's affecting parts of Forest Brook and Carolina Forest right now in Horry County. Horry County Fire Rescue crews have evacuated about 50 homes near Myrtle Ridge Drive in the area near Sand Ridge Road because of a wildfire. Everyone who needs to evacuate has been notified or will be notified in person by firefighters or police. Horry County Fire Rescue says the fire is contained right now to about 50 acres, but they are still working to put out that fire, and they say the wind could break the containment lines. An evacuation shelter is now set up at Myrtle Beach Church in the Fantasy Harbor area. Also in that area right now, we're aware of a major traffic accident that is blocking both southbound lanes of Highway 501 at Gardner-Lacey Road. We are working to gather more details about that accident, and we'll continue to follow this breaking news involving the wildfire in Horry County. The Forest Brook and Carolina Forest areas are being affected in certain ways from that wildfire. We'll get you back to golf, and we'll have an update in about 30 minutes. Looking into CASA for misuse of grant money. Well, now WMBF News reporter Ashley Taylor has talked with women who are currently staying at their Myrtle Beach safe house, and she's live in the studio tonight with more on this developing story. Ashley?
This is WMBF News at 11.
A train crash into an ATV has killed someone in our area today. We have the latest details tonight. And a widespread computer virus could mean your computer won't have access to the internet tomorrow, but there is something you can do about it.
And Sunday was a
Hi everyone, thanks for joining us tonight for WMBF News at 11. I'm Brandon Herring. One person has died after a train crashed into an ATV in the PD today. Captain Mike Nunn with the Florence County Sheriff's Office says it happened at about 3:45 this afternoon at a railroad crossing on Small Wood Road near Effingham. He says a CSX freight train hit the ATV, killing one person but only giving minor injuries to another person who was also on the ATV. Details of why the ATV was on the tracks are still unclear. Deputy Coroner Don Reynolds says he'll release the name of the victim once all family is notified, and we'll have that information on WMBF News today starting at 5 a.m. Well, an important reminder tonight for anyone who uses the internet at home. The FBI is warning all computer owners to check for a type of malware called DNS Changer. WMBF News reporter Erica Gonzalez has more on the virus and what could happen tomorrow morning if your PC is infected.
Tonight is Gonzalez, WMBF News.
Thanks, Erica. And now for our first look at the weather tonight. Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Ryan is keeping an eye on a possible cool down this week. Jessica?
That's right, Brandon. In just a couple of minutes.
Okay, look forward to more on that, Jessica. Well, firefighters are trying to figure out what sparked an early morning fire that forced an evacuation at a Grand Strand condo building. Nearly 60 people were evacuated from the coastal dunes on South Ocean Boulevard in North Myrtle Beach just before 2 o'clock this morning. When firefighters got there, they found the outside of the building on fire and flames spread underneath the building, damaging 2 cars and 1 condo. Damages are estimated at $50,000. Right now, North Myrtle Beach fire investigators aren't considering the fire suspicious. Rental agencies tell WMBF News that the families that were evacuated due to the fire have been given a place to stay. Well, officials say the use of green lasers are back on the rise in the Grand Strand this season, and that's putting people's safety at risk. WMBF News reporter Ashley Taylor is live in the studio with concerns and the strict penalties people could face for not using the small devices properly.
Beach Patrol News.
Well, a triple homicide investigation has kept officers in North Carolina busy this weekend. We'll tell you why they were back at the crime scene today after the break. New at 11 tonight, NATO says an explosion today killed 6 service members in eastern Afghanistan. The NATO statement said an improvised explosive device caused that blast. The statement provided no further details about the attack and did not identify the dead service members. Well, a deadly mystery continues tonight in North Carolina, where 3 people were killed. The victims' bodies were found at a home in Marshville, east of Charlotte, yesterday morning. 2 men were inside and a woman was outside in the woods nearby. State investigators were inside the home today, helping collect evidence that might help in this case. Well, detectives have named no suspect or said how the victims were killed. And this week, state and local emergency teams will be in Horry County preparing for a terrorist attack in South Carolina. They'll run a weapons of mass destruction exercise. The specialized training will focus on response to chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear attacks. Starting tomorrow through Friday, you'll see an increase in emergency vehicles simulating responses around the South Strand Regional Medical Center, Anner High School, Horry County Public Works, and the City of Conway shooting range. The disaster drill is funded by a WMD exercise grant. And just for tomorrow, Frontier Communications is holding a job fair. The company is expanding its operations with a new call center on Lumber Street in Myrtle Beach, and it's looking to hire 110 people. The job fair is from 4 to 6:30 at Horry Georgetown Technical College's Grand Strand campus near Market Common. And if you can't make it out to the job fair, you can apply for the open positions online. Frontier Communications is expected to wrap up hiring for the new call center in September. Well, police just across the state line in Fair Bluff are asking for your help to find whomever is responsible for a tire store burglary. Police Chief Justin Hewitt says it happened at John's Used Tires on Highway 76 between last night and this morning. Hewitt says 2 Ford trucks were stolen. One was a red flatbed, the other a green pickup. $4,000 worth of tires were also taken. Anyone who can help in the case is asked to call the Fair Bluff Police Department. Well, as the cleanup from storm damage continues, thousands of people are still without electricity in parts of the U.S. tonight, and some crews have stopped working on the problem.
And another day.
And utility companies report progress with restoring power to locations that have been without it for more than a week. But in West Virginia, Appalachian Power says storms have forced it to halt work because of concern for workers' safety. Well, at last count, about 77,000 homes and businesses were still without electricity in the state, and the number of outages is increasing again. And if, as you heard, Washington, D.C. set a new heat record, and so has one part of North Carolina. The National Weather Service says the Triangle area suffered today through a 6th straight day of temperatures hitting 100 degrees or more. That marks the first such streak since the Weather Service began keeping records in 1944, and it breaks the record of 5 days set in July of last year. Well, the son of R&B singer Usher's ex-wife is fighting for his life after he was hit by a jet ski while on Lake Lanier in the Atlanta area. Investigators say 11-year-old Kyle Glover and a 15-year-old girl were on an inner tube Friday afternoon. That's when they say a jet ski crashed into the children. Glover is in critical condition. The girl is recovering from serious injuries. That accident is under investigation. Well, the last 24 hours have been crazy ones for NASCAR drivers Jimmy Johnson and Casey Kane. Both drivers were down in Daytona last night to take part in the Coke Zero 400. And then they got on a plane and went to Charleston to compete in a sprint distance triathlon today. It was the first time competing in such an event for both drivers. They had to swim 600 yards, bike 12 miles, and then run a 5K. Kane tweeted that he finished in 1 hour, 11 minutes and 30 seconds, good enough for 5th among his age group. And Johnson said he finished in 1 hour, 11 minutes and 57 seconds. Members of their pit crew and ESPN reporter Marty Smith also competed.
Typically work on Sundays.
And in more sports news, it came down to a pair of pro golfers, each looking for their first PGA win. Next in sports, find out who came out ahead in the Greenbrier Classic. Yeah.
Trying to get that gold medal.
Looking good, competing against some other great athletes, though. That's what the Olympics is all about right here, starting July 27th. Of course, we've got to mention that. We'll be right back with a last look at the weather. Jessica will be with us for that. Well, some of Spain's largest bulls thundered through Pamplona, Spain on the second day of the San Fermin festival. Several thrill seekers got trampled as they ran with the bulls down Pamplona's cobble streets. I hear they were kind of damp from dew. Well, some people were hurt, but no one was gored today. I'm also told that the second day of the festival is usually more crowded than the first.
I don't think I could ever do that, though.
No way.
Tradition, crazy. Anyway, it's really, Jessica, the weather.
Finally, some Wednesday rolls around.
And we could use some of that rain, so not
I
bad
think
at all.
so.
All right, thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Joe. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back here starting tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.